before we start, I'm a huge fan of you.
Oh, stop it. You're so cute.
No,
Thank you so much. No, I
watch
love
your
you
streams.
both.
Almost every time I try to watch your streams because there are few girls who play Ike night. So it's awesome, to see someone else. Alice, who is also part of the staff of Tibia Girls, she's also Knight, and it's cool, to have another girl to share how you play, what you do, what you don't do, because you know how men can do from boys.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I know it's been so cool to I recently joined the Instagram community, and it's been so cool to see how many girls are active on Instagram for Tibia and just become part of that community. It's incredible. It really is.
Yeah. So, well, I wanted to share that before. And
thank you. You're so sweet.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been a long time since I spoke in English. Like, I don't even remember if I don't even know if I'm gonna do this right.
Your English is great. I completely understand it.
I used to be better, but I know, like, if you spend a lot of time without talking, you like become bad.
Oh yeah, that's like me with Portuguese. I totally know what you mean. So, but no, it sounds really good to me.
Yeah, you have to practice a lot. So,
for sure,
I'm out of practice. How are you?
I am good. It was a really busy day today, but I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm excited for the holidays. How are you guys?
A little bit sick, so you're gonna see me muting myself a lot because I'm coughing.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Oh god, I'm glad.
Yeah. Bueno, Caro has the question, so I'm gonna leave that to her, and I'm just gonna jump in from time to time.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm the English speaker of the staff. So, I don't know, Emily, how you want to do it. I just turn on your blah 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 blah. Your stream. I don't know if you want to introduce us or how you wanted to start. I don't know if the audio is already turned it on.
Sounds good. So I'll stream real quick. What we're doing is we're doing an interview with Tibia Girls. If you guys are unfamiliar with who they are are a fan site that represent all the girls in the Tibian community, and it's just really great to see a powerful group of women come together. And actually just the last week, if any of you guys were in the stream, we did a big massive Tibia Girls screenshot. It was so cool. With me we have Carol up here. She's gonna be top left, and then Ryocrit's right below. Hello everybody.
Hi everybody.
Thank you, Emily, for having us.
Thank you for having me. This is such an honor. I'm a huge fan of Tibia Girls.
Yes, as Emily said, Tibia Girls, it's been a community that has almost 11 years.
Yeah, we turned 11 yesterday.
Today. We just turned 11 yesterday. That's the way we reached 11 years in the community, posting ideas, content, sharing many things about Tibia, and getting together this community of girls in a boys sometimes world. So it's really, we are really proud to stay so long, and thank you for having us. So let's start, Emily. I don't know, I wanted to start with a little bit introduction to yourself. I know your community knows you, but the rest of the girls knows you. I mean, but if you can tell us a little bit about yourself, how old are you, where do you live? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Emily. I go by my stream name and Instagram name, which is Emxpars, as well as my in-game name is Emxp. So I try to keep them pretty similar. I am 23, turning 24 in March. So almost a little bit older, but still pretty young. And then I am from Seattle, Washington. It is currently about like -3 degrees here today. So it's just absolutely freezing. I work in the legal field outside of Tibia. In my real life, I work full-time in the legal field, so it's pretty fun.
So how do you pronounce it? Because for maybe non-speaker, English is quite hard. So it's Emxpars?
So
Emxpars.
it's I pronounce it Emxpars as like 3 different
MX,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
actually like
perfect.
a play on my name because my name is Emily and then I just put an X in the middle and my maiden name started with Pars. So it's really just
Okay.
Emily Pars.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
and I just say MXpars, Mparks, Mparks, whatever works. I'm not picky.
Yeah, no,
I
sure.
always
So,
say
so
Emxpars.
Yeah.
yeah, because we don't know how it's Emxpars, and since you told me, oh, my name is Emily, okay, she's Emily. That's how I got her. Yeah, and so cool that you live in Seattle. When you told me we were, guys, just getting up this meeting, we did have the difference of time zone. So when you told the P time, the P. I'm related with Seattle because I used to travel to Seattle a lot.
Oh, no
before pandemics.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
yeah.
I'm big fan of the museum, of Chihuly Museum, and the
Oh, yeah.
Spice Needle, and many things there.
I know,
So
Seattle's
getting back-
incredible. I love it.
Yeah. And how were you when you started to play Tibia? I know you have short time, but how old were you? And
So I
Yeah.
started in March of 2020. I'm sorry, not March, May of 2020.
wow.
And so I was 21. So just 2 years, almost 3 years coming up. But I just started when I was
Wow.
21.
Awesome.
I always tell people like, oh, I know this girl. She's been playing for like a year and she's on level 1000 already.
Yeah.
That's
It's
one of my
so-
greatest prides for sure.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
believes me. And I'm like, she does. She streams and everything. You can watch her.
Yeah, there are some guys who my brother still plays sometimes. He doesn't go below 200. Yeah, 200. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, one of
okay.
my favorite things that I tell people whenever people are like, "Oh my God, you're level 1,000 in a year, and I'm only level 150," is one thing that I really like about Tibia is everybody plays different versions of the game, and they get to play their own game. So even though I've accomplished 1,000 levels in a year, I can't get around Khazad because I don't know how. And I guarantee people who are like level 150, yeah, they can get around Khazad like a pro.
Yeah.
So that's like how I like to compare it to other people because everyone should be proud of whatever they accomplish in that amount of times because everyone's version of Tibia isn't power gaming. Everybody likes to do different things.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. Awesome. And what other plays besides Tibia do you play, or you only play Tibia?
I only played Tibia, which is crazy because when I started playing Tibia, I played on a MacBook Air and it was terrible. I'm pretty sure it ruined my MacBook. My MacBook's never been the same. But I built a computer actually, and it's like a pretty good computer. And I play a 2D game called Tibia, and that's the only thing I play. So
We're the same. I mean, I'm the same. I also build my computer and only play Tibia. And my brothers are like, go download, I don't know, Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever. I'm
Right?
like, no, I'm okay.
yeah, no, that's so funny.
Also, Tibia consumes you a lot of time, so it's like I don't have time to play another game.
I know, because like if you take one day from not playing Tibia, you feel guilty because you could have gotten
Yes.
a level, you could have done some charms.
Yes.
Like it's so hard to miss a day of Tibia, and that's one of the things that I'm like, is that a pro or con about Tibia? Because I feel guilty when I don't play, and it shouldn't be that way because it's just a video game.
Yeah, you have your green stamina full, and you're like, oh my god.
Yes, that's so relatable. Only Tibia players would understand this too. It's so funny.
So, keeping up with the conversation, how many hours a day, how much time do you play Tibia?
So I only play 2 hours a day, and that's how I've been all throughout my short career of Tibias. I've never really, like as fun as Tibia is, it's actually incredibly boring to like play longer than 2 hours. So I mainly stick to the 2 hour mark to do like a team hunt. That's what we do every single day. However, of course, on weekends, we'll do bosses and maybe I'll start a quest or like do those sort of things when I have more time in the day to do so. But since I do work full time and play Tibia, I limit myself to those 2 hours so I can make sure to still go to bed at a decent time.
How do you manage your life, to keep this work-life balance with Tibia? because having a job, a full-time job, and a life, it's hard. Plus Tibia, which is a game that takes a lot of time. How did you manage to balance that?
Oh my gosh, it has been incredibly hard actually, but one thing that I'm very fortunate is I play with Leo, my druid, who's actually my husband. So it makes it really, really easy to play Tibia because like, say I want to go hunt. All I gotta do is be like, hey, Leo, you want to go hunt? Yeah, sure. He'll sit down and we'll play. It's not like you have to go out and like find someone to dedicate a hunt to. And then also...
I wish my husband will play with me, but he doesn't want to.
It's not fun all the time, but most of the times it is. And also our teammates, the RP and MS that we play with, they're actually brothers in real life and they're in our same time zone. So coordinating for us is extremely easy and we're all very blessed to have this team because we're all very flexible. We all live within like 2 hours of each other. We've gotten together in real life and it's just makes planning really easy for team hunts and playing. And then just balancing work and life and Tibia, you know, I feel like it's something I've always struggled with because it's so easy to just sit down and play Tibia and just forget about everything else you have. And I remember actually one night over the summer, I had a family dinner and of course, Morshabal spawned that day and we played for 7 hours trying to kill Morshabal and like played straight through family dinner and like
I remember that.
That one was crazy and my parents were so mad, but like how do you explain to them, Mom and Dad, Morshabal is here, like I can't just stop. I can't just pause the game. He's not going to be here tomorrow. I have to be here. So no, it's definitely difficult, but also one thing that helps both Leo and I keep on track with like playing Tibia and managing our life is, you know, you have to always keep in the back of your mind that, you know, Tibia really truly comes down to it's a video game. And at what point do we let that video game cross over into our real life? Because it does play a huge role in our life, like even though it's just a game. But we always have to set those boundaries and make sure, hey, you know, we got to get this done today. Let's do this before we sit down and play in Tibia.
Totally agree. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about Tibia. We have talking a lot about well, you said you like to play with your husband or with your team hunt, but how do you like most? To play solo, to play in team hunt, and also what do you enjoy the most in Tibia and why? So
anybody who knows me knows I absolutely suck at solo hunting, and that's because I have played in a team since I started. I started Tibia and I had Leo, so we were duoing, and then we'd pick up a third person and a fourth person, and then they would drop off, but I'd always still have that duo. So venturing into solo, I suck. I'm terrible. I probably am gonna die one day hunting like summer courts on a level 1000, and that's embarrassing, but I just suck. Have I died solo hunting recently?
Tried?
Oh, have I tried? Yeah, I hunted Vroomber's entrance just the other night. I see Rambo here in chat, so thanks Rambo for helping me. As well as West Rosh is extremely fun solo at my level because you can pull so much and you're not gonna die. It's really, I love that solo hunt, but it's just boring to me. Like I just, you know, unless I'm sitting in a Discord with people or turning my sound on, that's been a really nice improvement that helps keep solo hunting less boring with the sound. So I really like that part. But mostly I'm a team hunter. I love the aspect of being the EK on the team. That's, you know, you get to make all the decisions, you get to lead the hunt. It feels good, you know. I'm a woman leading. Let's go.
I get you.
Yeah, so for sure team hunt is my preferred style. Plus, you know, I love to make as much experience as possible, and it's always easier to achieve more experience when you're in a team because you can do different things. And then what was the second part of that question?
And what do you enjoy the most in Tibia and why? I mean, like, could be hunting, could be doing quests, I don't know.
I really like leading a guild. I have my own guild on Marbera, and it's just been my absolute favorite thing to do, to just get people involved who might not always be involved, or create events for people to participate and just foster that community together. I've really, really enjoyed that. And I would say that's actually my favorite thing about Tibia. while it is like both on Discord and in game, you kind of get to merge the two together to create something fun for a lot of people.
I feel like you like being bossy.
Oh yeah, of course. I like being like the leader. It's fun. It's true. And then I also love questing, but it can be very frustrating for me because I am a new player, so I don't know my way around the way, you know, other people do who've been playing for so long. So that's for sure a struggle, but I love to do questing.
Awesome.
And even like questing has a it has a system, you know, so you have to be used to quest to know how to like move around and do things, because Tibia quests have particularly been like the same over the years. So when you quest, you always do the same. It's like same kind of missions, the same kind
You
of
are
dialogue.
right. Yeah, I'm like just
Yeah,
not
so
realizing
you-
it. It's like the same over the last couple years, the questing.
The same interaction with the game. So when you start a quest, usually when you're used to doing quests, you know your way around.
For sure.
And that's how people like figure out quest in private test servers. Like they do know, like, oh, I remember this quest and they have this mission that it's similar to this one. Let's do this and find out if it results, and it ends up resulting. Or,
Oh yeah,
like,
those
clearing
people
things
are
up.
incredible that can like put together the quests that are on the test server. It's incredible how they can just figure
Yeah.
things out. Like, how did you know to click in that square? Like, what?
I don't know.
It's
just-
awesome. It's very impressive.
I do that, and I don't know. It's just something like you get used to it over the years, and it gets to the point where you are like, oh, I know this already. I know how to do this.
That's
There are
awesome.
still things like I remember this quest, like the Marapur quest, that you have to go through the desert and do like a path, and then click on something, and it takes you somewhere else. And I was like, how the fuck did they found this out? But usually there's CMs in the private test server, and when people get stuck, they will just lead you on, like, oh, you need to do this. This is like the way. They hint you with little stuff, so you know what to do.
That reminds me of the Cube quest that was just recently. Someone like really dove into it, and it was like insane the amount of work that went into like solving that quest with no like what's like the quest line in your quest log doesn't track like if you're on the right mission or not, and that's been incredible the way people figure that out.
Yeah, it's been like crazy. Sorry. Keeping up, what's the biggest challenge that you have playing while playing Tibia?
Biggest challenge, probably just, you know, keeping up. A lot of people, you know, they'll look at my level and be like, why aren't you doing this? But you got to remember, you know, I have only been playing for 2 years, whereas a lot of other people have been playing for 10 plus. So there's a lot of things that I just don't know. And that's a struggle, because how do you know what you don't know when you don't know? Yeah. So, so that's something I'm for sure struggling with, but it just comes with time and experience. So a lot of people will come and not like bash on me, but be like, you need to be doing things differently. And it's like, well, I'm just figuring it out. So
they assume you because of your level, you know everything.
yeah.
It's a huge game, and there are a lot of content. There are many things that we
For
don't
sure.
know yet.
Yeah. And also, my teammates would appreciate me saying this. I for sure struggle with getting that Exeta res off when I should. But what knight doesn't struggle? Yeah.
My team too can say so. And what do you think about, or do you have any feedback about the latest update that we just had in November?
Yeah,
Did you like it? You know?
I love this update. I'm hearing so many people, especially EKs, bash on it, saying EK's got shit. I love it. I think it worked really, really well. And even though things could have been better, one thing to keep in mind is we didn't have this before, so we should be grateful for what we have. And like, you know, we're getting extra protection, we're getting more skills, we're doing like all these sorts of things that we didn't have prior. So I don't know how people can just continually bash on it. I haven't explored the quest line yet because we have been very eager and excited with that skill wheel to go start finally hunting Gnome Pronus. We're dipping our toes into that. But I will say, I think the new mount is creepy as fuck. That's the only mount that I'm like, it's so creepy. It's ugly. I don't even know if I want it. But I'll get it. But other than that, I think it's great. I love the content that came out, and excited to see what they bring out for us.
Do you understand the skill wheel? I don't understand. I was like, what do I have to do? And my boyfriend was like, no, you put this, and you get the
summon.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. This.
Not gonna lie, when I was getting ready to go hunt last night, Leo was like, hey, I need to do your skill wheel. He like totally changed everything I did just because I didn't have the best setup. Because, you know, it is confusing. It's like, well, I want a little bit of this, but if you like split your points differently, you can open up 2 different things. I don't know. It's really confusing. I thought you just like filled all your points to something and that's it. But I guess you can put like as many points as you want. It's a little confusing. I definitely need to look a little bit more into it to figure out, you know, what I should be using. It's a little tricky to understand, but it's pretty cool. I think it is.
I think it's pretty cool too. So I really enjoy the skill wheel. So let's move up a little bit about your gameplay. And why did you choose Knight? Why Knight?
So when I started playing, Leo had already had the top druid on Mitigera back when Mitigera existed. He was the top druid. And he didn't really have anybody to play with. And once the pandemic started and I lost my job, school got canceled, I lived in a state away from my family. I had nothing to do, and Leo was always on Discord hanging out with people, and it just looks like fun. And so when I finally gave it a try, he created a druid to just kind of play along with me. And I think I didn't really know what vocation I wanted to play because I didn't even know what vocations were at that point. But since Leo had a druid, it made sense for me to play a knight. And so we just went that route. I didn't really choose hey, I want to play Paladin. But I'm really thankful I went for knight because it's just such an important role. I love tanking bosses and, you know, leading your team. It's just really fun, and I would not change it. Don't have any desire or aspirations to play another vocation. I just really want to play knight. It's really fun.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And talking about being knight, what's the most challenging of being knight? I mean, could be something playing, something more like in team how, or what's the challenge of being a knight?
I think a challenge of being a knight that maybe not a lot of people realize because they haven't been in the position themselves is just how much pressure is on you during server bosses, whether it's Morshabal, what's the new one? Abomination. Yes, there's so much unknown about the 2 new bosses that people just get so irritated when the EK does something wrong. But it's in reality, no one really knows a whole lot about these to begin with. So it's as much as it falls back on the knight who's tanking it, it could be everybody's fault. I wish people would give us more grace as an EK tanking these server bosses, because not only that, we also have the highest chance of dying, and we're out there risking our lives. So that's for sure a struggle of being an EK. And then splitting loot, selling loot. Oh my gosh. I mean, I do like to sell loot. I think it's fun to see how much money you earn, but then you have to pay out your teammates, and then there goes all your money. So that sucks.
Yes. We're always out of balance. We have to take, take the loot, go selling. It takes you a lot of time, and you lose stamina. I don't know, many things.
Oh yeah, and then you're stuck with a bunch of creature products that you're I don't really want to sell yet, but I'm missing so much money that maybe I should sell it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're waiting on Jasir to appear. Yeah.
Yes.
What do you consider a good Tibia player must have? Or, you say, how do you qualify a good Tibia player?
How would I qualify a good Tibia player? You know, I think knowledge, of course, is something that goes a long way in this game. Yeah, I like to say everybody has a PhD who plays Tibia because everyone thinks they know everything, but truly having the knowledge of the game is really what sets apart a great or a good player from a great player. Also, I think willingness to try new things is what really will separate your good from great. People who are willing to do trickier things or harder things or put their characters in like more difficult situations to put themselves to the test to see if they can keep up on, you know, staying alive. That really sets people apart and makes them great.
Thank you. Awesome. And are you more, do you consider you are more like a char lover or more like PvP? I think you play on optional, right?
Yeah, I play non-PvP and I am for sure a char lover. I almost have all the mounts in the game, just missing a couple of like the really rare ones and then the Midnight Panther. I still don't have that one. But I know I'm a super char lover. My overall goal for Tibia is something I've always said is my goal is to make the most char loved character you will ever find. So it levels, skills, mounts, outfits, quests, you name it. Like that's always something that I'm going to be working for because I love char loving. Yeah, and I think that's also char loving is what has kept me on this same character the whole time, because even though the character bazaar came out, I think it came out when I was around probably level 600, 700. I could have sold and bought a higher level, but I'm so tied and just char love with my own character that I will never sell it. Even if I quit Tibia, I probably won't sell just so I can like dust it off and put it on like a bookshelf one day, you know, or like open Tibia and just feel the nostalgia of like that's my very first character I ever had. And so I'm
Like
super char love. Yeah, yeah. Look, kids, look at what I made. Yeah. But I'll definitely.
That's an old game.
Yeah. They're like, what is this? I'll definitely like buy characters and sell characters on the bazaar, but like I'm not char love towards them that much. I just for my one character, I'm so char love. I'm sad when I die. Like I got fisting 68. That's something I'm incredibly proud of. Just 'cause. Yeah.
I think one day I reviewed your about section on Twitch, and I guess you had like 50, 62. Okay, something that's just proud of.
Oh yes, I manually trained that all myself. I didn't do any sort of macro or bot, so I even died to a Hydra once because I remember I had enough health to sit there for like 5 minutes without healing, and I went downstairs to make myself a drink, and then I just forgot. I was playing Tibia, I guess. And I came back up and I was dead to a Hydra because I was sitting there punching it, you know, training.
Oh my god. Do you have favorite quest line or quest in Tibia?
Ooh. I really loved the Soul War quest. Very challenging. Okay. Really put yourself to the test. And Soul War quest is what going back to like what sets apart like what makes a great player is if you can complete Soul War quest yourself. I think that automatically is going to put you up into a great player because so many people service, which there's nothing wrong with servicing because it's such a hassle just to find a team and set a time apart to do the quest because it's very, very tedious and hard. I think Soul War is one of my favorites. I did like the hazard quest where you had to get all the hazards. That was also pretty cool, but kind of boring. And then of course the cube quest. Insane quest. It's just mind-blowing and how intricate it was, and that was one of the few quests that I actually went through and read every single NPC and like read the books that you open just because we did the quest after that hype of the cube quest came out. I think Cataroy did a podcast on it. I think that's who it was, and it was like super hyped for a while, and so we did the quest during that hype and it was incredible. That's an amazing quest. One of my top two for sure.
It's not finished. Like they will keep adding
things.
That quest has been around for like, I think it was the first time was like 2011 or something.
Yeah, and I've heard it's taken people like years to like move on to the next part. And like how would someone figure out to click the 2 pillars in the war zone area to teleport you somewhere else? Like how do you figure that out? It's super fascinating. I loved that one.
No, for me, I can't.
Yeah. I can't do that. No way.
Can you share us a story of Tibia, something that has an anecdote or something that you think is funny or your favorite moment in the game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments in the game, kind of going back to the Soul War quest, was doing the Soul War quest myself. I did it in January of 2022, so about 12 months ago. And, you know, my team received a lot of hate when we were doing it because we did stream it. We did fail a lot. Like, it was a struggle, but we did it. And it was just such a proud accomplishment to, like, let, like, the breath of air out, or like the weight lifted from your shoulders once you finally killed that last boss. Because, you know, like, all the pressure of if you fuck up on that last boss, you pretty much have to redo the whole quest line. Like, that's a heavy weight to carry, especially as the EK, because you're in charge of moving the boss around and getting him to stand on the little bodies on the floor. And so finishing that quest is just my absolute greatest memory and accomplishment in Tibia, because so many people doubted us as a team and said, you guys can't do it, just pay for service, like, you guys are ridiculous. So I'm very proud of that. That'll probably be my proudest achievement to this day, is finishing Soul War.
What level were you when you did it?
Like 820, I think, 820 to 840, right around there. So a good level. Like, I was strong enough. And then we tried to do it again with a different team on a level 500 EK, and that team just didn't, it fell apart. It didn't last. That one was tough for sure.
I will never be able to do that quest. I don't think I have the hands to do that quest.
I died 4 times during the quest. It was a struggle, but it just feels so good to be able to say, like, we did it. Yeah. And I have mad props to, like, the service people who can do them on, like, level 200s. I could never. They do a great job.
I haven't done the Soul War quest. My child, I want to do it with myself, and they told me, like, pay service, take the item. No, I want to do it, and one day I'm already 100. No, no, 1,000. I don't know. I'm pretty bad with numbers. Sorry. 1K.
Yeah, 1,000.
1,000. Sorry, I suck with numbers. So I'm saving that. Okay, Emily, we are moving to the last part of this interview. Thank you so much for having us. And what do you think about the Tibian community in general, or the whole Tibian community?
I love the Tibia community, and I'm not just saying that because we're recording an interview. My, like, first thing I do when I wake up, after I say hello to my puppy and my husband, of course, right, is I go on Discord and I, like, see what happened overnight. I love the community so much that I've met some of my greatest friends from playing Tibia. I've even, like, met up in real life with a couple of my friends that I've made through this game, and it's so incredible just to see how many people who come from such diverse backgrounds play this game, and we can come together and be friends and accomplish great things. And in particular, the Marbera community is something. It's unreal. I've never been on a server like it. Like, everybody is so nice. We are always working together. And, like, of course, you know, we have our petty drama here and there, but it's just an absolutely incredible server, and I'm very blessed to be a part of that. I love the community. And it's funny. It's kind of funny how people are always like, oh, you know, that the Tibia server's trash, or the community is trash. Well, there are some bad apples in there, but that doesn't make up for the rest of the population, who's just fucking incredible.
Sure, I agree with you.
I always say Tibia community is unique. Like, you can't have this interaction in other games. I play other games and I haven't found anything like Tibia.
I agree with you, and I think that's why people always come back to the game. Yeah. I've never met a single person who quit Tibia and was done for good. They always come back, and I think it's because of the people and the community involved.
Yeah.
The connections, you make more friends, like, in real life. I didn't notice that since I get back to Tibia, and I never interact with TeamSpeak before, or Discord, and, you know, now to be talking almost every day with the same people, and it's like I sometimes feel like they're next to me, or like I'm going to school with them. I mean, there was at this point, I have some friends from Venezuela who in some points, I even knew their mom, their parents, their family, and I knew the gossip on their family with so much interaction. It was like,
I
oh
know,
my
right? Yes, we have this group chat with a couple of my friends who have talked every single day for like over 2 years now. Like we know like everything about each other, and you know, like down to someone's credit score. Like it's just so unique, the relationship that you build with people who were strangers at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes people outside Tibia or your family doesn't get it. Like, oh, that's your friend from the game, and you're sharing your account number, or you're transferring like things, and like, yeah, I'm talking with him. Oh, so who's calling you? Oh, it's my friends who wants to hunt. And like, what?
Yes. Yep. I hear my parents in that statement. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you consider the Tibian community is missing, or something that we must improve?
I think there's maybe understanding. You know, a lot of people play Tibia for more reasons than just having fun, and a lot of people do make a livelihood out of this game, and I think that some people look at that as a bad thing, and I wish people had more understanding of where other people are coming from in life, and how this game is an outlet for a lot of different people. And just, I guess this is mostly for the bad apples, I suppose, in the group that you get, or the community. Is just, you know, everybody comes from different walks of life and plays this game for different reasons. And I just wish people weren't so, like, people can be terrible to each other, especially in PvP. Like, it can be so toxic, and I wish people weren't that toxic. They'll take it personal. They'll send pizzas to someone's actual house and then like make them pay for it. And why would you do that?
What?
It's terrible. I've heard stories. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard stories about that.
No, I can tell about just taking a little bit of time. That's true, because about 15 years ago, 16 years ago, my brother used to play Tibia, and in PvP he was so good. And one night, a lot of some guys came and threw eggs to our house. So that's true.
Yeah,
That happens.
people will take Tibia personal, and I wish they didn't, because then you end up with things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The first time I heard that about the pizzas being sent. Like that's an innocent joke, because I've heard pretty fucked up shit happening because of Tibia, so
Yeah.
that was funny. At least that was funny.
Two questions. Do you think that being a woman in this game has an influence in your game experience? Is it advantage or disadvantage? What do you think about that?
I think, you know, being a woman in this game absolutely has an influence in the way you play. You know, a lot of people will just think that you're like, you know, just like a pretty face. And, you know, we're so much more than that. We can do so much more than that. And I hate that, you know, when things get heated, the first thing that gets insulted is like, you're just a blonde girl. You're just a girl. It's like, no.
The kitchen.
Yeah, like, get back in the kitchen, make me a sandwich. And it's just like sexist stuff like that it's like, well, why do you treat,
I hate that.
yeah, why would you treat women like that? And I want to rule this out. A lot of people think that women get free items. That's not true. We don't get as many free items that people think. I know.
No.
They're like, oh, you're easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy. You're a girl. You'll just get it for free. And it's like, well, no, actually, that's not true. Definitely not true. So
I always tell people, like, guys get more free items, because it's usual to see a friend giving shit to another friend, but when it's a girl, they always like make it harder for you to get something, or for them giving you anything, they want something back. But for guys, they share everything, and they give money to their friends, and no one questions that.
Or like, just like having conversations with people in Tibia, like when you're conversing with another person of the same sex, they're like, it's no big deal. But if you're trying to talk to someone of the opposite sex, people will be like, well, like, why are you guys talking? Like, trying to make it a something like a thing when it's not. It's like, bro, it's like, can we have friends of opposite sex if, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I always go to my, I just log in, I go to my depot, to my inbox to see if someone just parcel me something, you know, a blue tom, a gray tom, or the dress, the green dress, I don't know.
Yeah. I check every day my mail to see if I get free items, and I don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And for the last, how will you invite more girls to play Tibia? Because even though we have a lot of girls than about years ago, we're still missing girls in the game. You know, I haven't seen. I want to see one day a full party of full girls rushing, leveling on Soul War. You know, to be this powerful woman playing Tibia. What would you do to bring more girls to the game?
So that's one thing I try to do through streaming is, even though everyone's got like a different chat identity where you don't really know like who they are behind the computer, whether they're a boy or girl, I do like to use my platform to, you know, make it aware that women play video games too. And we are just as competitive as men, and we should be taken just as seriously as men. And anytime I have a girl or a woman in the chat and they're like, oh man, they're like, this looks fun, come play with me, come on my server, I'll get you started, like come out here please. Like we need more women to represent us in the community because we are few and far between a male dominated game. This is a male dominated game.
Yes, we need more girl power. Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Emily, for having us. It's been a really nice time. It's all the questions that we have. Thank you so much for sharing your stream with us, for having us, and have a really fun stream. And we leave you. Thank you. No,
thank you so much. That was so fun. It was such an honor. I love Tibia Girls. If anyone on stream has Instagram, make sure you guys go follow Tibia Girls. They are absolutely incredible. Hey, have a fantastic night. Thank you guys so much. Bye.